Welcome to week 13 of the RFL podcast. As you can see, we're broadcasting from the Commissioner's Corner. Our regular host is out this week. He is on vacation. Wish him the best of luck wherever he's at. It's going to be a modified version of the RFL podcast. We're going to just focus on our league and our playoff situation and last week's playoffs. But to start off, we're going to continue to start the show the regular way. We invite all of you guys to visit our RFL website, rflfootball.com. You see our pictures from previous drafts, news, old podcasts, talks about the teams, and importantly at the bottom we have our On It links that take you to our onit.com site, where we get a percentage of any purchase you do towards our league, and helps improve the show and the league. So onit.com, rfl.com. Let's get started. Let's start with last week's go over last week's head-to-head results. It was a crazy week in the NFL as well as it was in the RFL. Give me a second here. Upcoming channel. So, first game matchup was it was divisional week already for this is the RFL football one. Dr. Danny Ray, big game because these two teams are still fighting for division as well as a wild card spot. Big win, 106 to 86, 20-point win. Dr. Danny, the help of Peyton Manning, Eddie Lacy, and Emmanuel Sanders. The trade for Ray last week, Jeremy Hill and Tatum Gold really pan out. He got what he got. More than what Ryzen got with the trade. Am I on? Yes, I am. Second game is Team Bring It versus Destroyers. This is another big game. They're all divisional games. They're all going to be big. But this actually knocked out the Destroyers out of the playoffs. Currently, if you look at where he's at, he went from division leader to looking in from the outside. Team Bring It, big win, 119 points with Aaron Rodgers. Justin Forsett, big game by him Monday night. Due to the snow, they had to postpone the game to Monday night. Atquin Baldwin, everybody stepped up for him. Destroyers started pretty slow the week with 29 points, waiting until Monday night with the help of Drew Brees and Steven Smith and the Buffalo defense to help them at least catch up and make some reasonable points. Orange Crush versus the Bad Guys. With this win, Orange Crush clinches their playoff berth with the win 119-71 over the Bad Guys. Bad Guys are struggling still. Got some of key players back, but not enough to take over the division leader. Mafia Bay versus Rootness, another divisional game here. Tying things up in the wild card race. Very, very close game until Monday night. I think I was down by 20 points going into Monday night, and my defense really stepped it up, as well as Marcus Colston from the Saints. Little Mac versus Mind Freak. Mind Freak, huge game for him. He now leads the division again on his own. Still a tough division to win out, but he is ahead. Win 103-72 over Little Mac. Ryzen versus Electric Dynamite. This game was up and down most of the time. Towards the end, with DeMarco Murray remaining for Ryzen, you thought Ryzen was going to go ahead and take it, and came a little bit short. at the end and ended up tying the game. So this is the 5th tie in NFL RFL history for Ryson. First tie for Electric Dynamite. Moving on. Juggernauts versus Raider Nation. We got a penalty there. No submission in the lineup that started the week off with a -10. Plus 2 big zeros on his roster starting lineup. Juggernauts looks like they're ready for the playoffs. They're scoring their big points. 116-42 was the score there. Jose versus D Rebels. Big comeback for Jose. 100-54. Jose started the week really slow. Good for him. So the playoff picture is starting to shape up. We'll go over that in a little bit. Let's go over to our Pee Wee League. Week 12 for the Pee Wee League. Also big playoff games. Implications everywhere. Okay, so let's go. Lexmaster and Team Cindy. A big game here. Team Cindy with the dominant win. 129-88. Lexmaster was playing pretty strong, and I mean he actually scored 106 points, 88 points, but was taken over by the dominance of Peyton Manning and Odell Beckham from New York. That's a good pickup. I don't know if she had him before, but if not, he was a good pickup. The franchise Detox 8 games losing streak in a row. The franchise is a 114 win. Puts them in second place in the league. We'll go over the playoffs for both teams. Gasca's primetime. Big win, 106-63. We have a couple zeros for primetime. Gates didn't perform as he was supposed to. Big win for Gascas. Team Virgil 60 to Evolve 114. Good win for Evolve. Keeps her alive in the playoff hunt and division hunt. Irv won, 5th straight loss. This was a close game for him. No Reggie Bush though. Maybe he did pick up LeGarrette Blunt. Maybe you could have started him, and that would have probably that would have taken 106-82 was the final score there. This was a heartbreaker. F12, the chosen few. Not much we could do with our starting lineup once we had submitted. We did leave big points on the bench with Alex Smith and as a starter instead of Brian Hoyer. Good job for the chosen few. 6-6 now. What a comeback. Has the opportunity to take on the division, and we'll go over that a little bit later. Right now, I want to go submit the lineup real quick so we can move on to the next part of the show. Two big tough for our QB's tough games. That's tough. I don't think did much last week. They play Atlanta. We just got word that they're benching RG3. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like it is. Just change the Lion defense. And that's our lineup there. Okay, at this time I'm gonna go over the playoff scenarios for the big league, the RFL league. Let's in the West. We talked last week that the Juggernauts are the fourth-time division champions. They are 10-2, and they go against Jose and D Rebels in the final 2 weeks. They're looking to surpass their previous 3-year record of 11-3. They could go this year to 12-2, possibly fourth straight Western Division championships. They are the defending champions, and they own the tiebreaker currently versus Orange Crush, or they own it. On the Eastern Division, Mind Freak 8-4, ahead of the division by half a game. Still has to play 2 divisional games: Electric Dynamite 2.0 and Ryzen, which are both still fighting for the division. Currently seats in the 3rd playoff seed. With a loss from the Destroyers or a win, they will clinch their playoff berth. Ryzen 7-4-1 still plays Little Mac and Mind Freak coming up in the next 2 weeks. Half a game back in the division, leads the wild card, currently in the 5th seed. Their division record is 2-1. That's going to come in important when if it ends up in a tie somewhere. Electric Dynamite 2.0, 6-5-1. It still has Mind Freak and Little Mac to come. A game and a half back in the division. Currently sits in the 6th and final spot of the playoffs. Division record is 2-1-1, as well as Ryzen. Little Mac has been eliminated from playoff contention a couple weeks back. In the North, Orange Crush clinched a playoff berth and the back-to-back Northern Division champion. At 10-2, they'll play Mafia Bay and Rootness in the. The only thing that Orange Crush is really playing for is for a chance to take the 1st seed overall. Other than that, I guess he probably could go down if Mind Freak wins the next 2 games and there's a tiebreaker somewhere. But pretty much set in the 2nd seat for now. So that's the Western. Rootness, Mafia Bay, and the bad guys were eliminated from playoff contention for the division. We'll go over the wild card picture in a little bit. The Southern Division, it's still up for grabs. All 4 teams still alive. 7-5. Dr. Danny with Team Bring It and the Destroyers still coming up. Leads the division by a game. Currently sitting in the 4th seed in the playoffs. Destroyers 6-6. 1 game back in the division, playing Ray and Dr. Danny final 2 weeks. Half a game back in the wild card. Behind Electric Dynamite and Jose. They went from division leaders to out of the playoffs as we speak. Ray 5-7. They play the Destroyers and Team Bring It in the final 2 weeks. 2 games back in the division. They could end up tie with Dr. Danny, and it will have to go to the divisional records or fantasy points. 1.5 games back in the wild card behind Electric Dynamite, Jose, the Destroyers, Rootness, and Mafia Bay. Team Bring It 5-7. Still plays Dr. Danny and Ray. 2 games back in the division. Still could take the division. Game and a half back in the wild card, and he's still on the playoff hunt. Other teams still on the playoff hunt that I didn't mention in the division, because they're no longer playing for the division, is Jose 6-6. They play Juggernauts and Jesse. They're half a game back in the division behind Electric Dynamite. 4 games back. 4 wins, 4-0 in the division record, and they own the win over Rootness and Mafia Bay. The Destroyers 6-6. They own the win over Rootness. Rootness 6-6. The bad guys and Orange Crush coming up in 2 weeks. Half a game back behind Electric Dynamite, Jose, and the Destroyers. And they with the 2 wins of Mafia Bay, they lead him. And Mafia Bay 6-6. Orange Crush and the bad guys next 2 weeks. Half a game back behind Electric Dynamite, Jose, Destroyers, and Rootness. This is a picture here. We have, as we spoke, Juggernauts defending champions up top by week in 1. Crush is in 2nd place. 8-4 for 3rd place from Mind Freak. And we have Dr. Danny in 4th, followed by Ryzen. And you see Electric Dynamite 6-5-5 in the 6th and final speed. Wild card hunt, Jose 6-6. the next one up, if anything happens to Electric Dynamite, we have the Destroyers, Rudeness, Mafia Bay, Ray, and Team Bring It still alive with 2 weeks remaining. Raider Nation, the Rebels, the Bad Guys, and Little Mac have been officially eliminated from playoff contention. Let's go over to the Pee Wee League. Standing. And we have in the American League still alive. Team Cindy leading the league by a game, leads the division by 2 games. 9-3 Primetime and Evolve. The next 2 weeks, Evolve 6-4-2 played Detox and Team Cindy. 2 games back in the division, still could take the division. Currently in second place in the wild card, behind F12, sitting in the 5th seed. In the national division, the franchise is 8-4. This division is still up for grabs, so anybody could still take it. Franchise is 8-4. Axis of Ignorance and the Chosen Few play the franchise in the next 2 weeks. The franchise leads the division by a game and a half. They are currently in a 3-way tie for second place with Gaskas and F12 currently sitting in the 2nd seed. Lex Master 6-5-1 plays the Chosen Few and Axis of Ignorance in the next 2 weeks. Is a game and a half back from the division and currently 3rd place in the wild card, sitting in the last and final playoff seed. The Chosen Few, big comeback, 6-6. 6-6 in the playing Lex Master and the franchise. This is very important. Lex Master and the franchise, 2 games back, and he is behind Lex Master and the franchise, so he could overtake them in the next 2 weeks. Half a game back in the wild card behind Lex Master, so this next week is a big week for the Chosen Few. Axis of Ignorance 5-5-2 plays the franchise and Lex Master in the next 2 weeks. 2 games back in the division, half a game back in the wild card behind Lex Master and the Chosen Few. So, like Axis of Ignorance, 2 big weeks as well. Sorry. And in the international division, we have a 2-way tie at the top. Gaskas 8-4, F12 7-4. Gaskas with the tiebreaker plays Irv 1 and F12 in the next 2 weeks, currently sitting in the 3rd seed. F12 plays Team Virgil and Gaskas the next 2 weeks, so it might come back. It might come back to the last week of the season, and currently sitting in the 4th seed. Still alive. Here we have the picture for the Pee Wee League. Team Cindy leading. The franchise in 2nd, Gaskas 3rd, F12 3rd, Evolve 5th, Lex Master 6th, but close behind is the Chosen Few and Axis of Ignorance, both half a game back. Could take either the 5th or 6th spot there. So still a lot to go, 2 games to go, and a lot could still happen. That is our playoff picture for now. We're going to check the picks real quick. I'm just going to check the top 5 here as we see the Destroyers and Ray tied for first with 119. Jose 118. Ryzen 116. And the Chosen Few 115. So there's a tie race there. We have 5 more weeks to go in that one. So that is how our playoff picture looks. In a couple weeks, as you can see here, we have the Pee Wee League trophy. Anybody could still take this. It's up for grabs. We have the RFL League Championship trophy. Who will take that? But most importantly, for the RFL League, the pigskin. Who will host this at their house for a whole year? 2 more weeks to go. A lot of answers, a lot of questions to be answered. I wish everybody good luck. Wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Good luck this week. All those people still fighting for a spot, keep on fighting. Let's keep it going. Next week I won't be available. I am traveling on business, and hopefully our host is back and he'll do the show. I'll try to send him the latest playoff picture going into the final week of the season. For that, that's all I have for this week. It was a short show. I apologize again. Our host is out. I try to do the best job. This is really saying happy Thanksgiving and good luck. Bye-bye.